And we are live. Welcome back with Murphy Mack. We got a good one for y'all today. And it's very timely because today we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions. So, since today is the second day of New Year, it only seems right to talk about New Year's resolutions. Do you believe in New Year's resolutions? Do I believe in New Year's resolutions? That's kind of what we're going to talk about today. Talk about how they can be good, how they can be bad. Just depends on what the goal is and the type of person that you are. But before that, I'm gonna update y'all a little bit about myself. I finally got my mic working. I got a new mic. I reached out to the company. They sent me a new one. So shout out to Mayono, the mic company that I use. Also, as far as fitness goes, not really anything new. I'm still just training for my triathlon, so not really doing much different. I did good over Christmas break. Well, not really Christmas break, but during the Christmas holidays, I did well. I didn't miss a workout. With that being said, I did indulge in Christmas sweets and candy, but I don't feel bad about it because it's 2023 now, and we're going to get after. But yeah, that's just a little update about me. Now we're going to get into the New Year's resolutions. Personally, I do not necessarily believe in New Year's resolutions. I just don't. I don't think they are sustainable, I guess you could say. And there's multiple reasons why. We're going to get into that in the episode. But the main reason why I do not believe in New Year's resolutions is because for the majority of people, they don't work. You can't stick to them. Yeah, let's hop into it. So, first off, what is a New Year's resolution? A New Year's resolution is basically like a promise to yourself that you're going to do something differently than you did the year before. So, most people use New Year's resolutions for fitness related stuff. So most people say, oh, I'm going to start eating right. Oh, I'm going to start working out. Oh, I'm going to get in shape. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Or it may be career related. I'm going to do this at my job. I'm going to do that at my job. Or something. It could be anything. It don't have to be fitness related. It can be anything. But that's what most people use New Year's resolutions for. And for most gym goers, this is the time of the year that we do not necessarily enjoy because the gyms are packed. Everybody's in the gym. Everybody's working out. I'm not hating on it. I like it. I love seeing people in the gym. It's awesome. Like that's my whole goal of doing this podcast is for people to get into the gym. But sometimes it can get kind of overwhelming in there, and especially at prime time, about 5 o'clock, it can get packed. But I like to see it. I wish everybody would stick to it so it could be like that all year round, but it's not really the case. A few statistics around New Year's resolutions. 22% of resolutions fail after the first week. Just 1 week. It's not that hard. 7 days. 40% of resolutions fail after a month. 50% fail after the first 3 months. And 60% fail after the 6 months. Which honestly, I don't know if I believe in these numbers because I feel like it's probably higher than that. 6 months, 60%, I feel like it's probably closer to 80, 90% by 6 months. Yeah. It says about 30% of people don't even bother to make a New Year's resolution because they know they're going to fail from the get-go. Like they know they're not going to stick to it. So they don't even make one. They're just like, oh, well, not even going to waste my time. And then only about 8% of people actually keep up with their resolutions throughout the year. Like they actually succeed on what they achieve, what they decided on at the beginning of the year. So yeah, that's a few little statistics. You can kind of take that for what it is. I think the number is probably off a little bit. It's probably closer to 80, 90% of people that don't stick through to their goals. But the goal today is to decrease those numbers. We want to get everybody in the gym sticking to your goals, doing what you got to do to get better. The number one reason I think New Year's resolutions do not work is because people use it the new year as this time that they're going to get better because they think it's the right time. The right time because it's a new year. It's new year, new me. That's the saying you always hear. New year, new me. And they think just because it's the beginning of the year, that's the time they need to get all their stuff together, get their life together, quit doing all the stuff they're doing wrong or bad stuff they're doing, and they're going to get it right. They're going to get their life together on January 1st. The reason I don't like this is because this is not the right time. January 1st is not the right time because it's the first of the year. I mean, yeah, it may be the right time for you personally and whatever you're going through or the struggles that you're trying to get through, it may be January 1st. But for most people, that day can fall any day throughout the year. It don't have to be January 1st. It can be July. It could be October. It could be April. Anytime throughout the year, you need to get yourself right. You don't need to wait until January 1st to do it right, to wait for the right time, because guess what? There is no right time. There's not a right time. You need to do it now, like today. And it just so happened to be the beginning of the year. So if now is the time, then you need to get after it. But yeah, people just think, oh, January 1st, everything's going to slow down. Everything's going to stop. I'm not going to have a lot of stuff going on in my life. I can finally start on my fitness goals. I can finally start eating right. But guess what? That's not going to happen. Everything's not going to slow down. You still got stuff at work. Still got to take care of your kids. I mean, you still got all these things going on. So January 1st is not going to be any different than October 31st. It's not going to be any different. It's going to be the same. So quit waiting until New Year's Day to decide you can get your life right. But at the same time, that could actually benefit you. You may actually stick to it, and it may actually help you, which is good. That's why I said I don't fully believe in New Year's resolutions, but they do work. There's people out there that do them. They do succeed. They do help people get through slumps or break through plateaus. It just depends. So would I suggest setting New Year's resolutions? Yeah, I would do it. I even kind of have a few I'm kind of tinkering with myself, but there's more to it than it just being January 1st. You need to, in order to be successful in a New Year's resolution, you have to set a goal. Obviously, that's kind of the goal. But you need to get very, very clear on that goal. You need to not just make a basic goal. Don't say, oh, I want to get in shape, or oh, I want to get stronger, or oh, I want to run a marathon. No, not run a marathon, but oh, I want to, run a marathon. We'll use that. You need to be specific. You need to add numbers. You need to add time frames, add difficulty levels to your goal. So, for example, instead of saying, I want to get in shape, what you should be saying is break it down more. I want to lose 10 pounds in the next 30 days. See how more specific that is? You want to create these more specific goals because that way you can reverse engineer it and you can figure out how you need to do it and go about doing that goal. If you just have a broad goal, it's not very clear on what you actually want. So what we want to do is instead of making a goal, we want to make a plan. So like you have yourself here, you have the goal here, and then the plan is in between. So you want to make this plan instead of making a goal. And the way you're going to do this is, like I said, you got to get very specific, know your numbers, your time frames, things like that. Because if you don't know what you want to achieve, it's impossible to achieve that goal. So you need to dig down deep and know exactly what you want before you set out to achieve these goals. So the key is to set a goal so specific that you can work backwards and create that process to create that plan to achieve that goal. And with that being said, if you don't achieve your goal or if something changes, like don't beat yourself up about it because goals are going to change throughout the year. You may have a certain situation or scenario going on at the beginning of the year that you set a goal towards, and then that may change later on throughout the year. A few months in, it may change. So if you don't hit your goal, don't beat yourself up because things change, goals change, plans change. So you can't be so hard on yourself. I think another big mistake that people make when doing their New Year's resolutions is they try to do too much at one time. Like they set this goal, like, oh, I'm gonna lose 100 pounds. Like, no, start off with 10 pounds. 100 pounds is way too much. You're trying to do too much. You cut your calories where you're only eating like 1,000 calories a day. You do cardio every single day, and you're just trying to do overkill. Like, that's not sustainable. You can't go in and do something 110% every single day just because it's a New Year resolution when you've never done it before or you haven't stuck to it before. Like, if you wasn't even working out 1 day a week before, you definitely not about to start working out 5 days a week. You just not. It's not going to happen. So start slower. Start as a beginner, maybe like 3 days a week, 4 days a week, and then work your way up from there. Quit trying to do too much. Quit trying to go to the gym 5-6 days a week, work out 2 hours, run 6 miles, and eat only 1,000 calories. Like, it's not going to work. That's not sustainable. You're going in way too hard. Like, dial it back a notch. Start slow. Start working on your diet first before you even start going to the gym. Just work on your diet. And then you can start adding things in. Add a little walk in here, there. Add a little walk there, here and there. Add a little run in. Then start going to the gym, lifting some weights. Like, just do it in steps. Everything takes steps. So quit trying to like jump at the end. Like, you're trying to jump in the deep end. Like, you got to start in the kiddie pool and work your way through the shallow end and then get to the deep end. So quit trying to do it all at once because it's not sustainable. You're not going to go from 0 to 100. You're just not. It's not going to happen. You may do it for a week, a month, 2 months, but then after that, you're going to relapse and you're going to gain all your weight back or lose all your progress, whatever you're working towards. So yeah, stop focusing on the end goal and start focusing on the process, the plan, all the nitty-gritty stuff that goes in between where you are right now and where you want to be at the end. So focus more on that. Focus on the process. Don't focus on the goal. Because think of it like this. For example, the marathon. If you want to run a marathon, if your goal is to run a marathon, but you can only run 1 mile, that gap between 1 mile and a marathon seems huge. It seems forever long. It seems like you're never going to get that goal. And this is going to discourage you, and you're eventually going to give up. You're not going to keep going because your goal is to run a marathon and you can only run 1 mile. So don't be so hard on yourself. You're not going to jump in and start running 26 miles the first day. It's not going to happen. So start with a little bit of a smaller goal. Say, hey, I want to run 2 miles. So then you can run 1 mile, walk a little bit, and then run another mile. So that's how you progressively get better. So focus on that process. Focus on each individual mile instead of focusing on the whole entire marathon. And you'll get there more successfully than you will be if you just focus on that 26 number. But yeah, that's pretty much my spiel on New Year's resolutions. Do I believe in New Year's resolutions? Yes and no. Do I make them a big part of my goals? No, I don't make it like a big deal because I already have goals that kind of change and fluctuate throughout the year. So I'm not going to set like a huge main goal at January 1st because by January 31st, that may not even be my goal anymore. So I'm not really I don't get too worried about the New Year's resolutions because I already kind of have goals set for myself. I don't have to remake them every year. But I do think they can be good. You can benefit from them if you stick to it. Some people kind of get a boost of energy, get a boost of motivation, and they use January 1st as like their motivation and they take it and run with it. And it works. It works for some people, and kudos to them. Like, I'm happy for those people. But for the majority of people, that's not the case. It don't work like that. Most people don't stick to it. You heard the statistics at the beginning. I mean, 6 months in, I think it said 60% of people had already quit, which 6 months is a pretty long time. But if you're trying to make any long-term, pretty big, significant goal, 6 months is not going to cut it. And that it don't matter what that goal may be. It may be losing weight. If you want to lose 100 pounds, you're not going to do it in 6 months. If you want to build 20 pounds of muscle, you're not going to do it in 6 months. If you want to get a promotion at your job, you're probably not going to get it in 6 months, depending on the situation. So you got to stick to it for the long term. Decide if you're gonna make a goal on January 1st, you better go ahead and commit and say, I'm in this for the long term. It's gonna take a long time. Like, I mean, unless you're doing like a short term goal, like I need to lose 2 pounds by the end of the week or something like that. I mean, obviously that's not gonna take a long term. But for most people, when they're setting a goal January 1st, they're setting a pretty big goal. But yeah, that's what I think about New Year's resolutions. What are y'all's New Year's resolutions? Y'all let me know. I want to hear them. I don't really know the only New Year's resolution really I have is to finish my triathlon. I'm doing a triathlon in May, so I need to stick to my training until then, and I just want to finish within a timely manner. As long as I don't come in last, I'll be good because it's my first one I've ever ran. So I'm not trying to be too competitive, but I'm a competitive person, so I'm gonna give them all. I'm gonna try to do my best. But yeah, that's probably the only New Year's fitness resolution I have. I have a few others that I want to do, like in my content creation and things like that. That way I can provide more value to y'all. But yeah, I want to get better at this whole podcasting thing. Try to be more consistent because I'm very shaky right now. So I apologize if y'all listen to my podcast. I apologize for being so hit and miss. I'm trying to get on a good routine, a good schedule. That way I can do it every week because I'm kind of busy right now. I got a lot of stuff going on. But we here today and we're going to provide some value to y'all. So I thank y'all so much for hanging out with me today. Thank y'all for listening to what I have to say. I hope you took something from this. If you made New Year's resolutions, you can do it. I promise. You got to stick to it. Focus on the process. You got this. You can do it. If you want to lose 10 pounds and you need some help, hit your boy up. I'll be glad to help you out. If you want to put on some muscle, that's my specialty. That's what I do. Put on muscle, or that's what I try to do because I've always been a little skinny dude. But yeah, I love y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. Peace, love, protein. We out.